Hi, everyone. I hope you can hear me. We are here on Zelda Speedruns with A Link to the Past, All Dungeons, RMG League Race. This is Palace of Darkness Round 3, Relkin versus FoxLisk. On commentary today, we have Rob J. Beasley and Malmo, and they will take it from here.
Hello, everyone. How's it going today, Malmo? Can Malmo hear me?
Oh, sorry. I was checking my soup. I didn't realize it was 2.
Yeah, we had some pre-race discussions about soup. Yeah, we're good to go now.
Yes. The race hasn't started yet. Yeah, we're all making soup today, and then I was reminded that I needed to check mine before the race.
Yes, this is a round 3 race in the I believe it's the Palace of Darkness bracket. The top bracket. These two races are 1-1. So this is to have a winning record in this season of League.
So Relkin has been running and I don't want to go so far as to call it classic. It's not the boomer route. It's the more recent early hook route. And Fox looks like he might be doing something with Requiem basement clip, which is a basement clip you do later in the run using Cane.
Yeah, so we'll learn more about the routes these two are taking as the race goes on. Hopefully, it'll be easy enough for us to keep up with who's winning.
It'll be mostly synced. I think the big difference is that one of them will be in pod debt, but will appear to be ahead, assuming everything goes well.
Both of them clearing the first hurdle here, remembering to get the lamp, which is, it's to be expected this far into the league. It's more of a week 1 mistake when people have not been playing as much of this category.
Yeah, it's also a mistake of people who run NMG, which is true for both of these runners. Fox got his 123 and hasn't played NMG since then. Relkin, I think, has more recently run it, but not that recent. So they're all pretty immersed in the category. Definitely Relkin is. Fox has been doing a lot of offline practice, so I don't know how prepared he is today. I just know that he got a really rare Aga RNG and didn't record it, which I'm a little mad about. Oh yeah, they all did SG Live, that's true. Everybody did, even I did NMG at SG Live.
Alright, no uncle jumpers today.
Uncle Jump saves a lot of time if you can do it, but you only do it when you're either extremely confident at it or willing to reset. It's not good for racing. Oh, this is the first reset point for most people, is this launch glitch, where you have to get hit in the right way into the store to ensure that you take the right kind of damage from the Aga barrier outside and get thrown into overworld EG, which is not real EG. You're not going on the wrong layer. There's no layers in the overworld. But it does let you go through one guard that keeps you from escaping.
Yeah, we saw Relkin being very careful with Lonk there. We didn't want to fail it in a race. We saw some select buffers to get on the right pixel. So yeah, he's a handful of seconds behind here, but still obviously very much in the early game. Alright, here we come up to Riverfort, where we can clip ourselves into a transition here. Yeah, there we go. We see it from Fox.
It's really nice no select buffers for Fox. It looks like he's been practicing those. Relkin is doing select buffers for some of them, and sword buffers for others, so it takes a little bit longer. You can see how much time you lose from select buffering, but you lose a lot more time trying the sword clip and failing over and over again. So if you're not expecting to get it first try, then select buffer might be saving you time. Fox is also doing a clip called Citrus Clip that's optional. And you can tell it's optional because Relkin's not doing it. It can save time. It can save up to 7 seconds if you're good at it.
Yeah, and already at this very early stage of the race, we see a slightly different playstyle from the two of them here. Relkin has been playing things a lot more safe. Fox has been going for more stuff, and yeah, will presumably be faster as a result, but has a higher chance of something going catastrophically bad.
They actually have really similar PBs, despite their different playstyles. Relkin looks like a high 109. I think Fox also has a 109, but not on these splits. I don't know what his 109 is. Feel free to correct me if he doesn't actually have a 109. It could be that his 110.04 is actually a real PB, and that I'm just misremembering. Because if he has the 109, it's from years ago.
On the leaderboard, Fox has a 110.30, so I assume that's a real PB on the splits.
Okay. Well, that's interesting because that means that his PB is not on the leaderboard. Because this is like a 110.08 or something.
It's probably it's probably in the queue. I apologize on behalf of all my fellow verifiers.
I think Fox is a verifier, but he can't verify his own run, but he could make the queue go faster if he wasn't busy practicing this for this race.
Offline and unrecorded. I can't believe Fox got a no vid, no did PB.
Oh, that's right. Well, he also got a no vid, no did rare agate RNG. I hope that he learns his lesson and starts recording his offline stuff, even if it's practice. He's gonna get 15 blue balls and not record it. Like, something's gonna happen, and you're gonna regret it forever. Always record your stuff. Or stream it. So what's really in this queue is this PB that Fox is about to get in this race.
For sure.
I was watching Relkin earlier today, and he was having a really good run, too. Always within 30 seconds of his PB. And getting golds. So we can expect some good things from him, too, if things go well. D-pad falling apart does not sound like things going well. So Fox is menuing to lamp here. The reason for that is he needs to set a search index with the lamp. So lamp 3 times puts the lamp in the right slot to set search index, which lets you do a splash deletion and Hera to get the hook shot. Reason Relkin's not doing that right now is because he'll be using the lamp later to light torches in Hera basement, and he'll set the index there. Seems like maybe Relkin got some time on Fox exiting Eastern.
Yeah, looks like it's a little closer than it was entering Eastern.
There's like a screen apart. Specifically this screen, which is a pretty long screen. So it wouldn't really be fair to call it that, but still pretty close. The route divergence will make a bigger difference And that's going to happen in this split, where Fox will get just the hammer and the Cave State Big Key, which gives him the big keys of Desert, Hera, and Castle. Relkin will do all of Pod and never come back. Relkin's Pod is actually a little bit more dangerous in some ways. He has to do a 4-heart Helmosaur fight. Fox's trip into Pod that he's doing now is pretty easy and safe, but the thing he has to do later to make up for it is a little bit difficult and can go wrong.
Yeah, so we see both of them successfully getting the DMA here, so they can grab the old man and climb up the mountain.
Well, Fox is doing some new Kiki tech. Instead of dashing into the water, he taps gently, which is, I guess, more consistent. You're less likely to get a bad splash or a bong.
Yep, and we saw the old style from Relkin there.
Is he walking to the pixel? I think he is.
He's walking somewhere.
Yeah, I missed what Fox's technique is.
Yeah, Fox walked there as well.
Oh, I love to see it. Cool people walk to the pixel. Relkin even had to make some adjustments. Showing that walk to the pixel is a viable strat, because even if you miss, you can still get on the pixel pretty quickly. It saves a second over the corner setup if you do it quickly.
Yeah, so we're seeing the divergence in the pod route here. Relkin leaving and re-entering to get into pod state, whereas Fox is staying in cave state here, grabbing the big key, and will be grabbing the hammer.
Fox will be grabbing no small keys until maybe his third trip into here. And that one is optional. Depends on whether he does 2 basement clips or just the one that's required. One of my favorite things about doing this in Cave State is the Fox didn't quite make it. You can do an on-grid dash, kind of like Thieves Town Hellway, to get a perfect hammer jump setup without any buffers. You can't do that in Pod State because there's an enemy in the way. And at some point during all of this, Fox did lamp 3 times. I can see that his magic is a little bit depleted. He can do that lamp anytime between when he menus to it and when he puts it away.
Yeah, so Fox now doing the river clip into Hyrule Castle here, going to be saving Zelda as our next dungeon to beat.
Delaying escape has some benefits. Relkin will get a bigger benefit because he has to steal a key to get the early hook shot. Fox does not, but Fox can still rescue Zelda using the mirror. Using a trick I don't think we even really have a name for, but if you save and quit after talking to Zelda, your mirror point will respawn or reset to the sanctuary. So you can mirror Zelda directly to the sanctuary and skip all of the sewers. And all of the backtracking that you would do in NMG.
Yeah, we also obviously get the benefit of having the boots and a hammer to speed things up here. Relkin not going for any of the swaggy strats in the the pegs room there.
It could be that Relkin doesn't do the bomb strat because he needs all 10 of these bombs.
Also true, the bomb route can be quite tight.
The bomb strat is easy if you're just walking. I did encounter a bad RNG though, that I don't know if you can really control for. If the turtle is walking upward and you hammer it, you'll get knocked out of position. But most of the time it works, and it's easy. And in older routes, there were things you could do with the boomerang, but you do pod before the escape now, so boomerang isn't an option anymore. Fox is already getting some benefit out of the Cave State Big Key, skipping the tile room and skipping an extra small key that would be used to unlock the tile room. That saves a million years and justifies triple dipping pod in this route.
Okay, need to be a little on the safe side here from Fox now, please.
All of the routes that do basement clip have low health in Hera, and you carry this health into Thieves Town, which is the real reason it's dangerous. Like, you can die here, but really you're worried about your health for Thieves Town. Relkin will have one more heart than Fox, but he'll also have more chances to take damage in Hera, especially because he'll be taking an intentional hit to get one of the keys.
Alright, nice fake clippers from Fox.
So Fox could technically kill Moldorm now. It would be fine. But killing Moldorm later in the run has some benefits. Namely that it gives you a full heal for Meyer, which is more important than a full heal for Hera, or for Thieves Town. Because in Meyer you actually need all of the hearts that you come in with. Oh no, the pole.
Sometimes you try and optimize a little bit too hard.
He stood there for a long time too, waiting for it to pull. That was pretty funny. Like he couldn't believe that it wasn't actually pulling. Is that pixel perfect to get the good pull?
I'm not sure.
It really feels like it. The Fox gets a heart here so that he's not in one-hit KO. Hellway can go very wrong through no fault of your own, and then the crickets in the attic can just kill you.
Yeah, like loads of the enemies in Thieves will do 2 hearts, so you're in 1-hit KO to a lot of things if you don't grab anything.
That was a pretty good Hellway for not being able to God Pixel.
Unfortunately, Fox taking a hit from a from a spike there, so back to one hit KO mode to most of the things in the basement.
I don't know what the asymmetry pixel is.
Oh, does that mean that there's a pixel that like works on the left-hand side that doesn't work on the right-hand side?
I don't know. I thought he overdashed, but I thought it was because he got bad RNG from the enemy. Oh, relkin had a chance to farm a heart there, but it didn't drop. Enemy drops are almost always 50-50. Now relkin needs both of these keys so they can get the hair basement. It's going to be in hair for 1,000,000 years while Fox finishes Thieves Town, but Fox is in debt, so he's not as ahead as he looks. Nice arrow drop. Speaking of drops, it's a really good drop to get on path.
I can't believe after all of the fancy strats relkin hasn't gone for, he is going for Boom Hera and didn't get it.
Fox wasn't talking about Hellway, he was talking about pulling. Okay, I get it now. Yeah, no fancy strats here. It's a little risky when you have 3 hearts and that's all you get. He'll lose 1, getting Moon Pearl, and then we'll have 2 coming out, unless he gets the heart in Petting Zoo.
Relkin there bravely opening that chest with the Stalfos right in his face. I think I would probably have slashed there.
But he does get the heart. Now he needs the hook. One interesting difference is the bomb discrepancy between relkin and Fox. When you do all of pod, basically the less of pod you do at the beginning, the more impoverished you are in bombs. And Fox won't be returning to pod for a while, so he has to bomb route a little bit tighter than relkin does.
Relkin having a little trouble getting started here with the movement after on the fake livers, but there we go.
I think everyone does clippers differently, and some people will purposely kick themselves in certain directions to speed it up or to make it more consistent. Heart farming for relkin gets a first try heart. Every heart makes a difference. In a race, it can be worthwhile to farm those.
Alright, Tempered Sword acquired for Fox. Going to be heading into Skullwoods next. It's a dungeon that doesn't differ at all from the NMG way of doing it in AD. so should be very familiar.
Yeah, the only difference is your heart total. Oh, that lag. Ugh, I hate when you get the down Zazak and he fires and the whole room just grinds to a halt. Alright, Fox is hooking the Smiths. That means his Skullwoods has an extra menu in it. Tam claims that it saves time. I think Fox is just humoring them. This is God Pixelable. Very good. Fox gets a nice bomb drop. More important for him than for Relkin, I think. Given what I mentioned earlier. I don't know if Fox benefits from having extra bombs, but it certainly doesn't hurt. Usually once you've done all your pod redips, you have more bombs than you know what to do with. But getting to that point is... I've seen Fox run out of bombs before, so he's probably happy to see that. Interesting, Relkin having 6 bombs doesn't go for bomb strats in this room. I've seen runners talk about how whether they do the bomb strat in that room of Thieves Town depends on their bomb route more than anything else. So maybe his route is also tight on bombs in a way that Fox's isn't. Or he just prefers the strat. Yeah, they are on different routes. The main difference is that Fox has the Cave State Big Key and the Hammer, and has not completed Pod. Fox has to make 2 more trips into Pod to complete Pod. So he looks like he's really ahead, but he is in debt.
Alright, Fox in chat there warning us of potential impending disaster.
We can count the hits on Moth and see how many there are. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, should be, in fact, be counting
Oh,
the
we're
hits
using
on,
Fire Rod.
on
This is
Fox
good.
instead.
Oh, man. This is
All right,
terrifying.
well,
How
the
does he
fight
have
was-
an extra heart or extra Fire Rod there? Usually you only have 2 go. I guess if you do not Jomam way, you have an extra Fire Rod. That's interesting.
Alright, well, whatever happened there, the fight was won, so
Yeah.
that's the important thing.
I was not a happy Moth fight, though. There was a lot of hits that didn't count. Oh, another subtle difference is that Relkin does need these rupees in Brewery. Fox will be getting rupees in Pod later.
Yeah, that's true. Fox only needs to get C-shaped house. Didn't need the brewery rupees because the basement contains plentiful rupees.
Hera Pot's still the hardest trick that we do in Hera, including Fate Clippers.
Yeah, but Fox somehow managed to get a hook that both killed the mini Moldorm and still hooked him to the pot.
That can happen. You have to be ready for it. Ah, nice dead rock. Oh, we're gonna see the new strat. Let's go. You go down and then up, as long as you're not like on grid. Normally your super speed is supposed to get killed by that, but I think he was a little off grid when he slammed into it.
He obviously didn't run fully into the tablet.
It was fine, but it's not normally how it goes. Normally you do just lose it.
Yeah, like I think the way I've been doing it certainly is you like try to nudge the rock along the way. Ooh, Relkin failing the spin speed there, proving the superiority of Hooksmiths.
I mean, you can totally fail hook speeds too. Hitting 2 buttons at once is also hard.
You're not wrong, but it is a thing that we have a lot of practice with, at least in in glitched categories. Relkin getting an arrow drop in the mummy's room in Skull here as well. Both of them, I think, are doing pretty well for resource counts.
Fire is also mostly NMG, but it's more dangerous, and your spooky is different. I think an NMG runner would have just damage boost through that fire snake, but you can't really afford the damage boost in this category because your heart total is much lower.
Another bomb drop from the slugs there for Fox.
Fox is super comfy on bombs. I think all he needs 2 exiting this dungeon. So the bomb drop he got was a safety for example, failing spooky. But now he has like more than he knows what to do with. He'll get Ice Rod. That costs a bomb, and then he will have to go to pod, and that costs a bomb. But once he's in pod, he'll have more than he knows what to do with, and will actually maybe even be dropping bombs on purpose at some point. Relkin also having a Mothula, but a faster one, just still kind of scary.
Yeah, at least the screen wasn't full of spikes at the end.
Fox is doing a different Yuzu dash lines for what would normally be a Spark Gamble room. You don't Spark Gamble unless you're really try hard, so you can do these dash lines that are a little bit faster than the usual safe strat. I think it saves about 40 frames, and also like saves time over getting a bad Spark Gamble, so maybe just good all around. Part of Spark Gamble is skill, though. It's not like it's complete luck. You can somewhat control whether you pause at the right time to get a good frame rule or not. But you also have to win the frame rules. But he has 6 hearts, which is the exact number you want going into Vitreous, and still have a safe fight. You can do it with 5 too, but that's more dangerous.
So we see the AD spooky setup from Fox here, throwing the block into the pit, up on the bridge.
Fox has a spooky 3 strat that he might pull out too. It's like a fence dash input, because you have to be on a certain grid, but slightly off the grid to actually get the spooky. He misses.
No good.
Yeah, so has to back it up. Loses a little time over just hitting the switch. But when it hits, it saves a lot of time, so it's worth if you can do it. I guess it's more like a mirror wrap input. Or is it offset? Is it same frame or is it next frame? Oh no, that sounds hard. I think that was a 0. Nice.
So it is just like buffering a single frame then, I suppose.
Yeah, not only was it a 0 cycle, but Fox also did the 4 heart strat while having 6 hearts, so he would have been fine on 1 less. But sometimes you not. Sometimes the RNG just throws an eyeball at you.
I think one of like the 2 surviving eyeballs at the end of the fight there had an attempt on his life, but he survived.
Fox will get, I think, 1 final benefit from the Cave State Big Key in Desert before Relkin will start to catch up. And that is, he doesn't have to do the front of Desert because he already has the Desert Big Key. And their split times are telling me actually that Relkin is ahead in the race, just based on who's ahead of their own PB. But it's also a really close race.
Yeah, Relkin in particular having a pretty good run here, within 10 seconds of PB still at the moment.
He's been remarkably consistent for a category known for not being consistent. Yeah, Relkin's PB is already faster, and he's also on a better pace than Fox. So he's ahead. He also has less difficult stuff coming up than what Fox has. Like, Fox has to do everything Relkin has to do, plus a basement clip and a return trip to pod. And the basement clip is like the last big place where it can go wrong for him. Minus, little like minor disasters. Basement clip is really the last like difficult thing that they have to do. Or that Fox has to do.
Yeah, so Fox coming up on the Ice Rod map wrap here.
Which I guess is also not difficult, but dangerous. If it goes wrong, you lose everything. Since your last save and quit, which in this case would be Myra and Hera and Desert. But he makes it in. You have to do that screen without getting nudged to the right or moving right. Sometimes things can pop out of the grass that can scare you if you don't do the room correctly. So now Fox will be going off to pod to pay back some of his debt. The first thing he has to do is unlock the big key door because he ate the big key and he can't get it back.
Yeah, so this we're going to see here is the cost associated with the Cave State Big Key, which is very powerful in some places, but does mean that you don't have access to a big key in pod.
Relkin does the more traditional spark avoidance, where you walk down and then dash. It's a little bit, like 40 frames slower than what Fox did. Relkin also has, I think he has an extra heart compared to Fox, because he did pod. Myra is just a little bit more safe. Fox has 6 bombs now. He'll use 1 here. He might use a couple in ice. But I think he still has more really more than he knows what to do with. Oh no! So what he's trying to do is get a spin speed using this cane with a glitch called lamp-controlled Samaria bounce. And the first time he tried it, he had trouble actually getting the cane to spawn in the right slot. He can make it a little easier on himself by getting off-grid from the door, centering himself, but that costs time. The second time, he somehow failed to pick up the block while it was jumping, but now he was able to do it. Yeah, actually, Requiem makes a good point, is that Fox lost his rupees.
Oh, you only get one shot at those?
If you pick up any number of rupees in that room, it sets the flag that the rupees are collected, and the next time you walk in, they will all be gone.
That is unfortunate. He needs nearly 200 rupees from somewhere.
He does. I think maybe Hype Cave, but I don't know when he would do that.
Yeah, especially in this category, obviously, like not having a flute means you can't just like conveniently go somewhere briefly.
Oh, Hookshot Cave is an interesting idea. Hookshot Cave is kind of slow. Hookshot Cave is 200 rupees, but it's kind of slow to get them. Fox is doing Houlihan. That's probably the best option, actually. Yeah, very clever. Fox has done categories that have Houlihan in them before. I don't know if they were RMG categories where he's able to do that clip. That, I think, is random knowledge coming in. We do this in No Logic all the time. It's a common opener to like get early rupees. You do Graveyard Ledge, you get bombs, and then you do Houlihan, because jumping off the mountain in that way fixes or breaks your camera, and your next pit will warp you to Houlihan Room instead of the normal destination. There's a really good backup. I wouldn't have thought of that. I also completely missed... I was so preoccupied about rupees, I completely missed the basement clip. He was successful, right?
Eventually, yes.
Okay. I blocked out on the whole clip. I saw him go into the corner, and then I started thinking about where he gets his rupees. Which is also, like, impressive that he was able to still do the hard trick while thinking about his rupee route.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, he dies. That's going to cost him a little bit of time in the next split, because he'll be in Fake Dark World, and he will have to mirror twice instead of just once to get out of... Oh, no. That was not the pixel. To get out of Fake Dark World, which is what happens when you die in a dungeon and you haven't defeated Aga yet. If you're in the Dark World, it'll put you back in the Light World. Yeah, I think killing the mini helmet there is smart, because he could get a better chance at a fairy. He needs to delay himself a little bit here too, to avoid taking a hit from the fire bar. Meanwhile, Relkin's just having a normal desert palace. Gets the big key, leaves. Fire Rod Landmos. I feel like I'm neglecting Relkin a little bit. His run is going pretty well, so he lost a little bit of time in Mire somewhere.
Yeah, like I think this often happens in AD runs where like with different routes, one player is kind of, even though Relkin's probably ahead here, he is sort of following behind Fox in a lot of the routing here, like we've already talked about the dungeons Relkin is doing.
That's true, yeah. It's just not as much to talk about. But I think Relkin will catch up around the time Fox has to do pod after Turtle Rock. Relkin will be entering Turtle Rock, and then we'll not have to do pod, and we'll go to probably be the first person to enter Swamp Palace. Nice. Okay, so I'm always impressed when people can pull that off, but to pull it off when you're in one-hit KO is even harder. You just have to do it. The bottom left pokey is the optimal RNG, but it's also the hardest. If you do it right, you can get that nice little key dash. But if you do it even a little bit wrong, you usually just slam your face into a skull, or you are, I don't know, chasing a Pokey around for a million years.
We still got the fast peg maze strat there as well. Alright, here's Relkin's map wrap.
Okay, yes. So, Helmosaur's down for Fox. Relkin's entering TR. Fox will be doing an extra dungeon between Flippers and Swamp.
Alright, Relkin manages to pause on the good pixel, so doesn't have to deal with the lasers, just gets to walk to the chest. Right, let's see if... Oh yeah, Fox, as discussed, has to mirror twice here, see if he can get the insta-hop. Yes.
He does get the hop. Very good. Pretty tricky. Really glad that somebody noticed that Fox didn't have rubies. Particularly that Fox noticed. I didn't notice. I would have walked his aura and been told off. Falcon getting a fairy drop is nice. I think Fox would have liked to have that. But on the RMG he got, it wasn't even in the cards, even if he did get the drop. So now Relkin just doing the boss versus Fox having to do all of whatever it takes him to get to Helmosaur, plus the actual fight. And he has to go outside and mirror to fix his world because with Desert being completed before Pod will fail to drop a crystal because it thinks you already have it. If you're in the wrong world, it'll check for the Desert Pendant instead of the Pod crystal, and that's not good.
Relkin just had an unfortunate standoff with an anti-fairy in the peg maze there. Had to delay his dash multiple times.
Fox also had a bad RNG in Kiki Skip. He got a Moldorm straight in his face when he tried to do the bomb. Looks like Fox's choice of Helmosaur is a second basement clip. This is optional basement clip. You can save time on it if you're fast. Otherwise, you are perfectly welcome to just go the normal way. The door's already unlocked because you did the first basement clip. This one's a little bit harder because there are enemies in the room. And the turtles can get in your way if they walk down.
Relkin also gets the fast hop down to domain. So yeah, after buying these flippers, Relkin will have successfully done everything that that Fox has done. So yeah, he'll be ahead by the remainder of Fox's Helmasaur fight plus the crystal cutscene.
This is exactly the moment. Basically, when Relkin getting the flippers, that's the moment they sink. Fox's fight is also a 5-heart Helma, but safer in phase 2. You have the sword. You can end the fight a lot quicker. Yeah, this is a pretty good run, other than the like Houlihan nonsense. He did get a desert gold. Looks like Relkin burned all his golds on the last run. But still had some good splits. Now there is something to be said for the end game being... Well, there's still like a lot of dungeons left, and Fox is, by his NMG time, a faster runner. So he could still catch up a little bit of time, but it's still... yeah, it's a pretty big difference. That I don't think just that is enough. I think Relkin would have to have some bad RNG on Aga 1 or something going wrong in the last couple dungeons.
Yeah, there are still a few opportunities for things to go wrong as well. The category doesn't really stop being difficult. I didn't catch Fox's link house exit precisely there, but it looks like about a minute between them.
About equal to the time of the Houlihan trip, I think. It's like an extra save and quit, extra screen transitions. Not counting also the extra time he spent in basement clip. I think just the Houlihan alone. If he hadn't touched any rupees, he would have been maybe closer to Relkin. Close enough that, you know, it's anybody's game.
Nice quick diver down from Relkin there. Just a little trick that's pretty commonly seen because it's used in randomizer a lot, but allows us to skip a water lever.
Yeah, it not only skips the lever, it also skips several rooms. It's a really good trick.
Relkin,
yeah, Relkin saved the zero cycle. That did not look like an easy RNG for it. It's doing his diver down. He gets an upward nudge on the cane, which he recognizes is no good. Correctly puts his sword away before hopping down. There's no reason to hop down there with your sword out. Ooh, gets a little bit stopped. It's a little bad RNG. There's a slightly safer movement you can do if you're willing to bleed some frames, but when you're behind in a race, you don't have that luxury.
Also didn't grab the restock arrows. I assume his plan here is to grab the arrows both before and after Ice Armors.
I think so. Fox does Mike arrows. He just always does, I think. And he routes assuming that he's going to have Mike arrows. Having a bit of a swamp, but we're out of it. We're all doing the last trick that can ruin your life. This is Ice Palace Mirror Wrap. Most people don't have problems with this. It's very lenient. If you walk too high, you'll hard lock your game, but there's really no reason to. You can be quite low and be fine. Usually, if it ruins your life, it's because you missed the mirror wrap and not because you hard locked your game. Fox had, I don't know what he missed a hook dash or something, but he had movement that caused him to get hit by an enemy.
He got the bush skull and a bee.
He did. He also got the top grass that lags the game. I think Fox is not happy overworld there. But at least the mirror wrap itself went well. At least I think it did. I don't know. You could have missed it. I didn't notice. Ice Palace is just a glitch fest. Very little of the actual dungeon is done. You just do glitch after glitch after glitch and you're in Cold Stare. It's a fun dungeon.
Yeah, Ice Palace is one of the dungeons we get to break the hardest in no major glitches as well, by skipping the entire puzzle with the bomb jump, but it doesn't mean that RMG hasn't got more we can do.
You also usually take less damage going into ice. I think most people will be entering Cold Stare with only 2 hits.
Ooh, Relkin with the 0.0 Ice Palace gold. Let's
Ice
go.
Donuts? Wow, he saved a lot of time in there too. He's on plus 12 from BB. Which is 108 pace. He's running against 1 blue ball, if you're wondering. It's pretty tough when you're in a race like this and things are going even slightly wrong for you. Your opponent is just having an absolutely fantastic run. How are you supposed to compete with that?
Yeah, I'm sure more than 15 blue balls will have happened at some point. Well, I mean, especially, obviously, in casual playthroughs, but...
I think it would happen if you are playing for the first time and you don't know how to damage Aga yet.
Yeah,
And you're
for sure.
trying all your items. And you land on the bugnet. And then you come to the conclusion that bugnet is the only way to do it. And you live your whole childhood thinking that you have to get the bugnet for the game.
Okay, Fox going for the torch key there, a fine choice.
The torch key is the classic choice for all dungeons. Some really high level runners will go for mini helmet key. Not for the usual reasons, but because it cycles the prize pack. And if you get a drop in Aga Tower, a fairy drop, and a magic drop, you can save a lot of refill frames. Also, Fox gets Spike Skip. Just want to point that out.
Yeah, the mini helmet sword key in this category is obviously kind of interesting. We're coming into GT usually with lower health if you don't get the Uncle refill, or not the Uncle refill, the Old Man refill, which means that it can be kind of dangerous to kind of plan to take a heart of damage getting the mini helmet key. But on the other hand, we do Aghanim's Tower after this, which gives you a full refill before Ganon. So if you've got the health for it, then it's actually safer.
So, something happened to Relkin. His ice almost went wrong, and he had to use extra arrows. And he had to get a chest that I think he wouldn't otherwise get after the big key. He would have had 10 or 11 arrows coming out of that fight, or more, but he had 9.
Yeah, Relkin, I think, just made a slight mistake at the end of the fight and got the enraged cycle, so had to fire 3 extra arrows.
And Fox has to get them anyway. That's just how he routes his arrows. It's like he skimps on arrows in the normal play and then just gets both chests in GT. Oh, nice arrow shot for Relkin. Cleaning up the bad RNG. Also goes for G4 arrow. Doesn't get the RNG for it, but still able to do the room normally. That was a really good gauntlet for Relkin.
Yeah, it was real nice. Let's see if we get a cooperative land mode 2. Not quite.
No. He just missed slightly. I think probably what happened to Relkin there is that the lag caused him to misjudge his aim. And he fired just a little bit too early. Or didn't move enough. Fox is having a bit of a rough time with health. Like, he came in with full health. He took the 3 intentional damage, but took a few more. But he does get a 1 cycle ammo, which is good.
Yeah, we did see Relkin actually doing the mini helmet key. Aga 2 for Relkin here. This is a really awkward RNG to start with. Oh, the blue ball knocked him out of the ability to get a double there as well. Alright, 1 hit to go. Let's see if he can get the Clipe. I think he moved down too many there, yeah.
It's too late for him to save time on the Clipe.
Yeah, I think...
The thing with Relkin is he actually doesn't know the Clipe. And he just...
Oh, sure.
He's in this stage where he has nothing better to do, so he tries it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
agree
he
with
gets
that.
most of the way there. And that's really how everyone learns Clyde, so he'll be doing it soon enough.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I know I certainly always like still persist even if I know it's, you know, it's too late to save time with it. I'm just like cliping for pride at that point. It's like Relkin does a hook shot climb.
Relkin gets rewarded for his mini helmet room. I'm assuming I don't know if he got a drop, but he did get the fairy in this room. I think he must have gotten a drop because I didn't see a heart in this room. And if he gets the magic drop in the spear guard's room, he can save a lot of time in the refill.
Fox also over buffering a little bit during these clip attempts.
Alright, Relkin gets the magic. Let's go. I think you're a little bit more likely to get the magic if you're doing a hook climb than a fire rod climb. The fire rod climb, you do a strat in there where you only get the magic if the one nearest the door drops it. But I think for Relkin, he had a chance to get it from either guard. And Fox just getting completely screwed by that one guard. I think Aga Dark Maze is maybe his least favorite room in the game. I think he said this.
Ooh, Relkin will not be submitting to the Aga Hall of Fame today, unfortunately.
Nah, at least he gets the hook speed. The real Hall of Shame is when you're still on the stairs and the Aga starts and you don't have hook speed. Oh, Fox? Okay, Fox misses the strat, also doesn't get any drops. Which, like, it would have been fine if he got the drop there because he had to delay anyway to pick it up, but he also just didn't get a drop. The magic drop doesn't impact him as much because his hearts are low. But still would have been nice to have, at least, I don't know if he uses Fire Rod and Circle of Pots, but he might have wanted that.
I missed Relkin's first possible blue ball. Didn't see it, but he's got 3. He's got 4 out of 4 now since I've been paying attention.
Oh no. Well, he was not on pace, but he was at least having a really good run. And he's still having a good run. He's still probably going to win the race, but it always sucks. Your RNG's at the end of the game. Some people like that more, some people like it less, but either way, you don't really get attached to your pace until you're here.
Alright, I think that was 5 then for Relkin.
Yikes. Well, Fox said Relkin needed 15. 19, I think he said.
Okay, I wasn't counting on Fox, but that wasn't many. Was that 0? That fight was real quick. Alright, so getting a little closer.
It's closer. Relkin still needs to have bad luck or miss torch glitch or something. But, you know, it's a little bit more in the cards for Fox now. Unfortunately for Relkin, the 108 is dead. Or sorry, the 109 is dead. I think I was saying 108 pace earlier. I actually meant 109 pace.
Relkin gets the possibly deliberate downward facing Ganon, deals with it well, and then into the next phase here. Not getting very many whoops. Alright, there is the torch glitch from Relkin, so just needs to keep his composure here and close out this fight to win the race.
Alright. Saving time on Ganon. Because warps may have not been 0 in the PB.
Alright, everyone, GG's in chat. Relkin's going to be winning this race with a time of 1:10.27. Fox just has a few spins to go. Oh, no more spins to go. So he's going to be finishing in second place here with a 1:10.52.
That race ended up being a lot closer than I expected. Of course, it was a lot of RNG at the end, but still, that's how it goes.
Alright, we are joined by our winner, Relkin. GG.
Hey, thank you, GG's.
It was a pretty good run, all things considered.
Yeah, I'm happy with this one for sure. That's 2 runs in a row with 5 blue balls on good pace. What more can you ask for? Today, at least, I should say. I did a run right before this that had 5 blue balls, and I was on potential PB pace.
You've been remarkably consistent, Relkin, at least in the runs I've seen.
Yeah, I'm glad I've been playing well for all my races. The only bad one was the first one where I messed up at Lonk and TR, but yeah, the last 2 have been really good. So yeah, it feels good.
Alright, Fox is joining us here too. GG.
GG's.
Hey, GG's, dude.
I lost a million years to Basement Clip in a totally new way. So that was exciting.
Yeah. I don't see that
Ruby
one
thing
before.
was unexpected, and you definitely thought of the Houlihan thing faster than I think any of us did. I think that was your best rupee option.
I think it was pretty good. Maybe Hype Cave would have been faster. I didn't really think about that. I just thought of Houlihan and went for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's close.
Yeah.
How much money did you need?
200.
Okay, maybe Back of Escape just from Sanctuary would have been a good one too.
Oh, Back of Escape.
I forgot that
that's
has
better.
300.
Yeah,
That's a good
I
idea.
I mean,
about Back of Escape.
You did go to the back of Escape, just not
That's
to
true.
get to the back of Escape.
You could have read the sign for us. The tournament winner is Chris Houlihan.
I always forget which chest has a 300 though in Back of Escape.
It's usually the middle one, right?
I think it's the middle one, but I'm not sure.
Doesn't it also have bombs and arrows too?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think so, Requiem. It's like, well, I don't know. It's pretty close, but I don't know. I was hoping that I would get a good run done before the end of League, but I didn't.
Well, League isn't over. It's over for
I guess
you.
that's
But
true.
it's not over. You still have
It's over for
time.
me.
Just record your runs.
Now it's
No
time
more
for me to switch.
offline PVs.
No, I'm done with Louis route. I'm switching to basement cliff route now.
Let's go.
Oh no.
I think you're ready
Yeah.
for it.
I'll
think
be
this
ready
is-
once I practice it. Actually,
Are you going for the full world record, or are you going for the
I'm
the
going rec
Requiem
route.
version? Not record, but rec.
Record route.
Now we need someone to record in that route, but that would be pretty hard. I don't think DoomTap could PB on that route.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you a second ago, Fox.
Yeah, oh, I don't know. I don't remember if I was saying anything.
Okay. I did laugh when I saw that you got 0 blue balls. I was like, well, make it interesting, I guess.
Yeah, it was gold Aga and then also gold Ganon. Like it was 0 blue balls and then 1 warp, but like synced into triples. So I only lost like 1 warp's worth of time, nothing else. But I don't know. Too many other problems. Pretty much my whole mid game was like very medium. And then obviously I lost like a minute on basement clip and it was just like a lot of stuff. And you just sort of played normally and got a good time. So I couldn't catch up. That's the way she goes.
Yeah. I normally in runs I would be more I guess reckless with trying to clip fast in the eastern split, but I just I take it easier in races, and it just like I saw that you were already like 10 seconds ahead of me in the eastern. I was like, yeah, I'm just not used to these clips, but I just
I
kept
saw
playing.
you didn't go for the citrus.
Yeah, I don't go for it in races.
That's fair.
It's so easy to mess up for so little gain. It's funny enough, I find the ice wrap after swamp easier than eastern citrus.
Oh yeah, I think it's easier for sure.
Yeah.
It's just much riskier.
What happened in TR? I pulled it up and saw that something happened in TR.
I just like walked into the laser a bunch of times for some reason. Like I couldn't read my position correctly or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you were laser skipping too low, at least in the second one.
Well, the first one I canceled too low, and so I like tried to walk up left a step, but I just like I saw myself move, but I guess I only moved 1 pixel and you have to move 2 or something like that. So I got owned anyway. And then I don't remember what happened the second time. I guess I just started it too low.
You were too low in the second one for sure. I didn't catch the first one. But most of TR's time loss was associated with doing Houlihan. So it all just melted away.
Yeah.
So how did you like AD League?
It was
You
good.
can,
I didn't like I wasn't like putting in the necessary amount of time to like be well prepared and have good runs. So like I wish I had more time and energy to actually like play better, but like it's fun to play. It's a good category. And like it's cool that it got as much attention as it did. Like I was worried we'd get like 10 people, but we ended up with 20. So that's great, right? Like it was I think a rousing success.
I mean, we had enough
agree.
that we needed a third bracket. That's a pretty good sign that this category is alive, and that maybe if we did it next year, we could have another one. I think.
Yeah, I think there's enough people with interest that would want to play.
There were
I
at least a
honestly
couple
think
people
that-
who wish that they could have joined this year and couldn't, who might want to
Yeah.
join next year.
I honestly think a lot of the success I hate saying this, but I think a lot of the success of AD League is actually just Requiem fixing Basement Clip.
It's true.
I think these
It's
races
true.
would have been a lot less fun if he hadn't done that.
Well, we would have just been on early hook route or Eastern first. They would have been
Thank-
Yeah,
fun.
probably.
Basement Clip, there's like an additional route you can do that's also viable. And like, I mean, it's so viable, even I do it. I don't do the exact one, but like, it's really accessible. And if you want to get into all dungeons from a high level NMG run, like you can get into that Basement Clip stuff pretty quickly.
So, what we really are saying is that we need Requiem to make sure he comes to SGL every year. That way he can discover something groundbreaking that saves categories left and right.
Requiem is still trying to get the bomb out of Basement Clip, which I respect and love
That would be sweet.
and support your efforts.
Oh, also, I wanted to clarify. So the Thieves Town thing, if you're like lined up exactly halfway grabbing the thing, like Link is split by the wall or whatever, it's the same way. Like you'll open a chest from that position on the left, but you won't open it from that position on the right. Like visually the same. That's what I meant by the asymmetry.
I see.
Like it visually looked like my cue for this is the first pixel that'll work to pull the door open, but it's a different cue on the right side.
Yeah, you looked like you believed in it really hard. And
Yeah,
were surprised
I
that
got
it didn't work.
And then I think what happened in Basement Clip was I got a slot 1 block, and then I just reset the
Yes.
room to make sure that there wasn't like I don't know. There wasn't really any reason to, but I just like
I didn't know the reset was on purpose. I didn't understand why you were
I was
climbing
just
the
like
stairs.
I just wanted to reset it in case I had changed something. But the thing that I had changed was that I couldn't get the root piece anymore, which was pretty bad.
Yeah, I think the reason you get that slot 1 is you are optimizing your movement to not move away from the door. You can make it a lot safer if you just cancel the stair drag a little bit to the left, and then you're a little more
Yeah.
centered, and you're more likely to have debts on screen when you do your second block. So like maybe in like a PB attempt, you can do what you did, but I think in a race it's safer to move a little bit to the center. I've seen a lot
Yeah.
of people lose their slot 0 block that way.
I haven't really had problems with it in practice, but I guess I should have been more careful. Oh well.
Thanks Malmo and Rob for doing comms, and GG again, Fox.
GG's.
Thanks for racing for us. Don't forget to give these two a follow.
I will take that as my cue to start wrapping up this restream. So thank you everyone for watching today. Thank you to both of our runners, Relkin and Fox, for putting on a great show today. And thank you to Fox, who I know organizes League. Always fun, love putting on these restreams. So thank you. More RMG to come this week. As always, keep an eye on the Discord for upcoming races. Hi, Golden. Love you, Golden. Yeah, and thanks, of course, to our commentators, Rob, Jay Beasley, Malmo. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much to you both. So yeah, we have a Zelda 2 randomizer race coming up on ZSR1 in about 30 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to raid us over to Bitey, who is doing some Dark World NMG runs, which is pretty cool. So hope you enjoy that. And we will see you next time. Bye.